In a poll, 57% of Americans back bipartisan deal on LGBTQ rights, religious liberty. 57% of Americans support bipartisan deal to reach a compromise on religious freedom and LGBTQ rights, according to new polling shared with our partners at the Washington Blade in advance of publication. With no hope in sight for the Equality Act, legislation to expand the prohibition on anti-LGBTQ right discrimination under federal law, the poll suggests a compromise alternative, such as the Fairness for All Act, might be the way to go. The poll was sponsored by Alliance for Lasting Liberty, an organization that advocates for a solution along those lines. The poll finds that supermajorities of Americans express strong support for the LGBTQ rights across the board, including healthcare, homeless shelters, and employment. Around 3/4 of Americans polled affirmatively for each on whether they were against LGBTQ discrimination in all areas protected by civil rights laws. I mean, I think by now, 100% of Americans can probably say that they have had interaction with the LGBTQ plus community, and there is a member of the LGBTQ plus community in someone's family. So to me, this poll is actually surprising that it's not more than 57%, knowing that your family, your mother, your father, your uncle, your aunt, your sister, subject to this discrimination.
Well, and I think important, the statistics of the study is focusing much more on balancing their thoughts on religious rights. The actual support of community is, exactly as you say, much higher. It hovers between 78 and 79%. So you hit the bullseye there.
I wouldn't poo-poo the fact that this poll is providing great results. I just think it's terrible that we have a poll, that we have to poll for civil rights. That should not be in question.
Right.
We're talking about everybody's rights, and that part I feel is important to call out.
Well, and I think, we hear the word compromise and it kind of puts the hair on the back of your neck up a little bit, because it says we're not going to give you everything that you deserve. And but we are facing a Congress that has so many divisive issues to face that if we can get some more rights for our community, I think that is a step forward. And as we know, every step forward is better than the day before. So.
Scott, I'm curious. Do you find in your advocacy in the trans community, do these numbers surprise you?
These numbers don't really surprise me, because essentially this polling means nothing. You have asked a bunch of people whether they feel fine giving people rights that have absolutely no teeth whatsoever. Are you okay giving people more rights as long as everyone who wants to discriminate against them can still discriminate against them? I mean, I would go so far as to call this the Fairness for None Act.
Fairness for None Act. Interesting.
Well, I'll just go ahead and say it, gentlemen. There's a lot of polling going on, and it's making me a little bit.
Get off those polls, girls.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Lara are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.